anywhere in the world. They really are.
I believe that. Right. I hope that
Yes.
this is in no way impugning the people of Scotland. This is simply educating them so that they can take action.
Well, that's indeed. Now, the problem that exists in Scotland, and it's probably not alone in this, but it's probably acute in Scotland because it's a small country with only 5 million people, and it is what I would describe as a sham democracy. It has multi-party elections, but the real power in the country is really used by an unelected elitist cabal, which generally is bankers, big business, and most significantly, a few large law firms. And they absolutely control Scotland. They control the politicians. The politicians are merely puppets. And this particular group do not care what they do. They will do. They feel that they can get away. They can and do get away with just about anything. And this is one of the main problems.
Robert,
can I just add something a wee minute, just there?
Go ahead, Mary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Just on that point, we believe, well, I think it's the case that the law firm that's representing Angelini, leaving in McRae, is now representing every single media outlet in Scotland, bar, I believe, only the Scotsman newspaper in Edinburgh. Okay, on you go, Robert, sorry. So
this basically is the law firm that every corrupt politician in Scotland is hiding behind.
Yes. They are now representing all of the mainstream media apart from one broadsheet.
So on the media, and honestly, this is the media is guilty of they're guilty of malpractice here. I mean, gross malpractice for not reporting the story. I mean, this is huge news. So, Robert,
well, this is the thing, Paul, which really Scotland really needs help from the free world, from the outside world, because it really doesn't have a free press. And as you rightly say, in almost any other country, despite any problems that those countries might have, I think this would be a major story in every single newspaper and media outlet. But in Scotland, nothing. And the reason is that the people who would like to tell the stories are intimidated. And that is the way it works in Scotland. And this is where, if the good people all over the world who can help in some way to perhaps get rid of this terrible and brutal system, brutal government in Scotland, it would be a great benefit to the great majority of the people in Scotland, who I say are really, really good people. It's very sad, actually, in a way, if I may just say this, because apart from the admiration I have for Scotland, I think when you look back at history and you think of the contribution that this small nation has made to the world in the field of medicine, science, the arts, and of course the renowned valor of its fighting forces, of Scotland the Brave, and how better could this be exemplified than by the two remarkable Scotswomen, Hollie Greig and her mother Anne. When you think of all those things, it's so sad that this situation exists. It is almost as if the worst people in the country have grabbed hold of the levers of power.
Yeah, well, you're not alone in that. That's a global issue there, Robert. But let me just ask you a quick question. Does Scotland have a central bank? Do they have a Federal Reserve System like we do here in the United States?
We're not too sure about the financials. They do have two large banks which cause a great deal of problems in the UK and Europe generally. Royal Bank of Scotland was one, and there's another bank that I've just forgotten the name of now. But they, with the financial problems that have existed in the last couple of years, they actually were responsible for a lot of the problems, I understand, although I'm not a financial expert, but I'm reliably informed that they were to a great extent.
I can tell you that we can trace most of our evils to the cabal that's taken over the financial systems, and they themselves can be traced back through the Knights Templar, which were convicted Satanists, by the way. And bottom line is they got a stronghold in Scotland and in Great Britain through the Tudors, and they've expanded globally with the help of Illuminati bankers. And
can I just interrupt there, Paul? Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, Scotland still being in the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom still has not yet been dragged into the euro currency. We use the pound sterling the same as England, and as you probably know, the pound sterling is controlled and issued by the Bank of England, which is a privately owned central bank. So yes, and
they charge interest on their paper.
Yeah,
they charge interest on their paper.
It's a usual money scam, right? It's a money scam everywhere. Like your Federal Reserve, yeah.
Well, the point is that this money is being used to literally create a satanic global New World Order. And part of this is these people believe in Socratic communism, which is they believe they actually have the right to go into your home, take your child, or take your wife, take your sons and daughters, and have sex with them anytime they want. That is Socratic communism.
That is something that, you're probably familiar with. Brian Gerrish and Robert himself are trying to expose in the UK as well. Just all these children are being taken away from their families by the state. And the hearings are often held in private courts, but that's a whole other program, right?
Yeah, we could talk. You and I have a lot to talk about Mary in the future. And by the way, just for my listeners, Mary's not a professional journalist. I'm just trying to get to the heart of the matter here, and I hope she forgives me if I come across as too zealous here. But getting back to Robert. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, thank you very much indeed. First of all, I think perhaps there's just one other thing I should say, because this has been a question that's been asked many, many times, and I'm not sure if everybody has known the answer. I have been repeatedly had messages about asking if I was beaten up whilst in police custody. And I have to say that I was treated with courtesy and correctly at all times whilst I was in police custody. So if anybody's concerned about that, then that is not the case. We must be fair, and the officers who looked after me behaved correctly at all times.
Well, we're not making war on the lower level individuals in Scotland. We're talking about the high
Yes,
level.
I think that would be. I think you would find that at the lower level, they're mostly pretty decent people, I think.
This global conspiracy we're talking about really is 1% of the population that's trying to control the rest of us, 1 to 3%. So the bottom line is they are the vast minority, and things like this that expose them for what they are is such a huge threat to them that there's no way that they can let this get out.
No, of course not, no. And one thing that I would like to...
the whole thing, Sorry, Robert, go ahead.
Yes. What I was going to say, there's another issue that I think is very symptomatic of the way in which the brutal system operates in Scotland, and that was when I was held in custody. The police obtained a warrant to come and search my home in England, and they made 4 officers made a round trip of about 750 miles, and really more or less ransacked my home. They didn't leave any note or anything like that to say, any obvious note to say that they'd been in the home. And of course, when my son and daughter realised that I'd been arrested, they came to the house and found that it had been ransacked.
So did they have a court order? Did they have a court order?
Yes, they did have an order. They got an order to do it, yes.
Don't they have to
and they
present
used the keys that they'd taken from me, my house keys.
They have to present that order to you, don't they, before they go into your home?
No, I never saw that order, no. And I still haven't seen it.
See, that's again, this is basic property rights here, which originated in Scotland, by the way, for our listeners. And no one has the right, policeman or otherwise, without you actually seeing the warrant to go in and go through your property. These are fundamental violations, and this just shows you...
It's terrible. The amount of things that they took, obviously my computer stuff, but also all kinds of other files, lots of them weren't even related to the case. Confidential information regarding other clients, and also information that I had got obtained through the Freedom of Information Act. So all those things were taken, and for 3 weeks after the event, there's still no sign of anything coming back. But what was really worse was the distress it caused to my family and friends, because obviously, because of the people that I'm looking after there, one must always bear in mind that there's almost certainly one killer at large. And my grown-up children thought that as it looked like a burglary, it might be someone who was not in the police. In fact, what we did was to call Grampian Police, and my daughter, who was the nominated person to get information from the police, rang them up, and they would not tell her that they'd been inside the house.